Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
There are two types of people, lids and there are lifters. See, lids are people that see the limitations that we have. Lids are people who see our past. Some of us even today know a few church people that try to limit who God can use and who God can work through. The truth of the matter is that God can use anybody. That's what lifters see. Lifters don't see the limitations. Lifters see that God can use anybody if he can use us. Either you are a lid who limits people, or you are a lifter that helps people get to where God wants them to be.
One of the toughest things is to find out that a dear friend wasn't ready for the climb. In order to keep pressing forward, sometimes you got to leave them there because you can't carry people when you're trying to get to the top. It slows you down, but there's survivor's remorse. They've reached a point where they've left people they love behind and they struggle to figure out how to maintain those connections, and it becomes hard and it's draining. If you want to make it, you've got to make some hard choices or you will not make the climb yourself. And then everybody loses. We've been fortunate enough that we've had so many people who were ready for the climb, but for the people who couldn't, we had to leave them behind. Once we made it to the top, if we could reach back and pull some others up, we definitely did. It is one of the greatest challenges when you are pursuing a life that is drastically different from the one that you come from.
Wow. Okay, as y'all can see, the tea in the streets was a little different. We kind of put it all together so that we can have one big discussion, and it all kind of fell in line with how God pressed on my soul just a few minutes ago. So trust me, I had no idea I was going to have this conversation, but or make that statement. But what do you think about the tea in the streets?
I love that distinction between the lid and the lifter.
Yes.
Like, I just love giving that vocabulary to what we see and experience all the time. Like, we recognize that within people, but putting a name to it gives it a little bit, like, it brings it into
more
focus
clarity.
for me. Yes, exactly. So, and he is like basically challenging you, like, who are you going to be? Are you going to be the person who is going to keep others down because you're so like caught up in how you view them, you view their past?
Yes.
Or are you going to be the person that is willing to lift them? But then in contrast to Michelle Obama, that's kind of like, but you can't lift people who aren't ready to be lifted.
That's not ready to be lifted.
Right, they're that dead weight.
That's dead weight. You got to know when to cut something off.
Right, you got to go to the gym.
Yeah. All right, Christina, what do you have to say about it?
For me, I just, I have compassion for the lids because those people, it's just a deflection of what they feel about themselves.
Amen.
You know, they're limited in their own mind. And so they feel like if they can't do it, they know they can't. So you probably can't either. They don't see themselves as being capable to go to the next level or to do certain things. So they'll say, well, you can't do it either. They just don't see it, period.
Right.
And it's not personal.
But it is, okay, I agree with you, but I'm going to challenge that a little more. So it's not personal because that's the way they see it. However, it is hindrance to the person that care about them, or they're looking to them for support or advice. So how do you navigate that?
Well, when I say it's not personal, meaning it's not personal to the person who I'm saying can't do it.
Oh, right.
It's really how I feel about myself.
I agree with you 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And so those people I empathize with because they just don't see it. It's not that they're saying that, oh, you're not good enough, but
they just don't see that they're
for themselves.
They don't see that they're capable of doing it. Okay.
Exactly.
I don't think there's a man alive that have answered the prayers of God and went to pursue the things that God put on their hearts, didn't have someone trying to tell them they can't do it. Even the prophets of old, they had backlash. They had lids. Told them they had lids within their own selves. You know,
from their own shortcomings.
Right. So you have to cast away all those doubts and fears throughout life. And when God has given you something, just like you did, you know, you had limitations. You had lids on your own self. I can't do this.
Right.
You know, Moses had lids. You know,
Right.
I can't go and tell
Talk
about
to the
stutter.
people,
I can't
yes.
talk to nobody. What you picking me for?
Exactly. But he did it anyway.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, I think you just have to if God put something on your heart, he perk your spirit to do something. No matter what the naysayers say, you just pursue.
You got to go.
You just pursue.
You got to go. All right, team in the background. I'm going to ask you, Kelsey, you have anything? I'm going to start with Kelsey and take it on down, all the way down to Aaron. So everybody give your comments on that.
Yes, I'm very for much what Miss Michelle said about not letting others drag you down, because that is very true. And I had a habit of doing that a lot in my past. But this new year, I had a New Year's resolution. I said, I'm not doing that anymore.
You're not doing
This is so much weight on you, like
Mhm.
unnecessary weight, keeping you from your goals. So,
Yes.
yeah, I'm letting it go. I'm dusting my hands. I'm done.
It's
Leaving
done.
those problems
Okay.
behind.
All righty then. Okay, Diamond.
I feel like y'all, every time we have these little segments, they speak to me directly. You got to know when something is dead weight and when to just let it go.
All right then. I love that. All right, come on, Abigail.
Well, me and Aaron didn't hear the video.
That's not something for them to know.
But y'all hit the nail on the head. Killed it.
Really? Really, Abigail? Really? Okay, don't worry about
We
it
do
since y'all
have,
didn't
They
hear.
hit
we
a
have some
video.
comments. that
Okay,
said
let's go ahead
something.
and read some of their comments. I'm sorry.
All right, 3K60 Photo Booth said, in words of Coach Prime, others' opinions of me, not my opinion of self.
Okay.
It's not my opinion of self.
Okay. And what were the other ones?
We also have Peter Jasper. He said, yeah, that feels more right.
Mm-hmm.
Abraham said, yes. Yes.
Yeah. All righty. Rosemary says, sometimes, what is Rosemary saying over there?
He says, sometimes you are capable of things that no one else is.
Yeah.
And I love that she said that, because sometimes your assignment from God, you have to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. He see it in you and he's wanting to use you in that particular moment to go do it. But trust and believe. If you say no, he has some yeses over there. So you need to move when he say move.
Raise another.
Won't he raise another one up? All right.
I want to give another shout out, if I would, to the pastor that spoke there.
Oh,
That's
yes.
that's my brother, Pastor Carter out of Concord in Dallas, Texas. You know,
Yes.
I call him my brother because he's a Carter. So, hey, man. But, you know, we've attended the church over there a couple of times with our daughter Angel. So
Yes, that's her
the church she
pastor.
attends to.
That's
So,
her pastor, and he is amazing. And I thank you, Lawrence, for shouting out Concord, because that man really does teach the word, and we love the way he breaks it down to the simplest.